Looking back, like when I started to sign up for my first marathon, I just really wanted to do something for myself. I actually never introduced myself in this channel. If you're new here, my name's Raisa, or you could call me Ra. And I'm just going to be introducing myself in this video and just so that you get to know me a little bit more. Being an athlete all my life, I got into swimming, football, and softball. I was actually very sporty. And I was always just this average athlete growing up. I always compared myself to other people. I don't know, growing up as a kid, that's something very common, when, especially if you live in a very competitive environment. You can say that maybe I was a little bit too hard on myself, but the drive to succeed was always there. I wanted to win because I put in the work. I just couldn't give myself the results no matter how hard I trained or tried. This left me feeling mentally drained, hopeless, and frustrated, especially in the final competitions back in college. Funny story because I actually choked in my last event ever in my UAAP career. So I studied in De La Salle University, and I in UAAP you can maximize your years in swimming or your years as an athlete, so that's a total of 6 years. And in my last event and in my last year, I had a false start. So it was a relay event and I had a false start. And my coaches were just telling me what was going through your head. I was just looking back, I was just all up here. I know, like, getting to know myself more in the past few years, I already know that I am already an overthinker, but I guess at this age right now, going through a lot of therapy and just mindfulness, I learned how to manage it a little bit more. But like my college self just didn't know how to manage it. I guess mental health wasn't a big thing at that time yet. Just accepted it. Just stepping out of my college career and just shrugging it off that, okay, it is what it is. It already happened, but at least I tried. Swimmers, of course, burnt a lot of calories, and it was hard for us to just maintain that same level of fitness or burn that much calories because, like, we would train for like 2 to 3 hours in a day, 7 days a week. Well, Sundays off depends how consistent you were and how much you were so locked in the sport. And after college, I started getting into running to get my fitness back. I was also given this opportunity to pace for Nike Run Club, which kept me a little bit more accountable. And, looking back, like when I started to sign up for my first marathon, I just really wanted to do something for myself. You know, I wanted to be able to just prove to myself that I can do things or I could do hard things. Because college was just such a drag and it left me feeling my self esteem was so down. I never really brought out the full potential of me being an athlete. And so I just kept going. Signed up for my first marathon, clocked on 4 hour 20-minute run, and I felt that was such an amazing race because yeah, okay, yes, I crossed the finish line with tears in my eyes and I tapped my chest and I told myself like, what the heck? Like I did that. Yes, I sought help from a couple of friends who were able to do it, but I never social media was there. I Instagram was there. We were doing posts for social media for our running, but like for some reason I just wanted to keep this for myself. Like I the whole marathon journey was mainly just for myself and it was so special after crossing the finish line. Like I could even just look back and my mom was there and I was just smiling the whole time now. Oh my god, like I did that with leggings on, like and my training shoes. I wasn't so big on running yet. If you look into running now, it's there's so much technicalities on the shirt you're supposed to wear, your shoes, specific watch. I remember I just had my phone and my earphones on. That first run just opened up a lot of things. And then I signed up for my first aquathlon. So I grew up as a swimmer, right? And I just brought two sports together. I told myself, maybe I could try this. I could run, I could swim, and then I could run afterwards. It was the Sun Life Aquathlon in October 2019. So the marathon was March, and then the aquathlon race, or which was my first multi-sport race, was on October. And yeah, I landed on my first podium finish, and I told myself like, what the heck? I never get on the podium. I told like I'm already telling you like my self esteem was really down. I already told myself I was already, the conversation in my head was I'm not good enough. I'm not a great athlete, but I could still try. Like there's something in me that always felt that there was an untapped potential. There was something in me, like a competitiveness in me telling me, my conscience probably telling me, like, hey Raisa, like maybe you could still try. There's still like some fire in you, and maybe something just needs to be brought out. Maybe it wasn't the right time during college, and I just kept exploring, and the feeling was really just feeling capable, feeling empowered, and that's when I started like that moment when I started feeling capable. That's when I started telling friends, telling the community that I'm in Nike Run Club. That's when I started posting, and then the pandemic happened. And the pandemic was actually very negative in the space because a lot of people were getting sick, and it was just a negative space. I started getting into this personal development course where people were driven towards action. So I took a risk. I know that I took a risk, and I was just finding a space where I could just work on myself. And I know that I'm the type of person who just needs to be pushed a little bit. Like, I just needed accountability. Like, hey, Race, are you doing your goals? Hey, Race, like, what's happening? Like, I needed someone to coach me. The program was actually signed, it was Feb, and then during the program, the lockdown happened. And the program was just results driven. What now, right? That was the question. What now? What's next? And so I had to get creative in creating a business plan and also a personal goal for myself. And the personal goal at that time was supposed to run a marathon, an ultra marathon. That was a 50-kilometer run in the mountains. So that's still a dream. I haven't done that goal yet, but I had to tweak the goal so that I could still do it up until at that time. So the personal goal was to try to move every day, to train every day. And I had this mindset. It's the lockdown. I see a lot of people not driven to do anything because they're just at home. But like that, this is the best. And I would go on YouTube. They call it like YouTube University, and it's like crazy because people would say that this is the perfect time to work on yourself. If you know me, I'm this type of girl who at the time who just felt super distracted. Like when I get out of the house, okay, I didn't have any plans. I didn't know what to do. So I'm gonna go with this person, and whatever their plans were, I would just go with their plans. I never knew myself. I never really know what type of coffee I wanted. I never really know what type of job or the skills that I had. So the lockdown was really a blessing because it made me really listen and understand who I was, what I wanted to do, how I want things to be like, and just really listening to my subconscious. And that just brought me back to training. And that's the perfect time. I was reading this book called Outliers. in Outliers, it just says that you put in 10,000 hours. You hear this a lot. 10,000 hours just to be good in your craft. And I was telling myself, oh my gosh, like I saw it as a race. Like I can take this time during the pandemic to keep working on myself, to start training. And so I did. I ran almost every day. The goal was 3K. And then I created like a personalized plan for myself where I did strength training, hit. Like there was no um, like structure at that time because I wasn't coaching yet. There's no concrete plan, but like maybe I could be a faster runner or a faster triathlete. Like I had no specific plans, but the goal was just to be better than who I was before. The second goal in the coaching program, I had to create a business. And I prepared 20 workshops that I was supposed to lead, but that physical workshops where I taught running, and it wasn't available at that time. Of course, we weren't allowed to see each other. So the backstory there was that, so two of my friends, they were like telling me, why don't you sign up for an online course, finish it while also trying to coach us? Like you could tweak the programs, try it on us, like a science experiment. I was like, okay, maybe if you guys like, that's the best way to learn on my end. It's like if I get to apply it and I feel safe trying it out with people who are open to just trust me, right? With safety, of course. And we went through that whole fitness program where we tried body weight exercises of, so of course the squat, the hinge, the push and the pull. And I took an A certification program online. It was a 6 month course. I just studied. I ended up coaching around 50 to 20 individuals. And that's when I got the courage of launching my online coaching program in 2020. So that's how things started. It's crazy. And at that time during the pandemic, my fitness, that was the fittest that I've ever been. I ended up also running my first 30-kilometer run, longest trail distance. You could travel to the mountains with safety. You just needed your IDs at the time, but I'm just so grateful to still have community even if I was just stuck at home. And the things that I did was just to put myself out, no, to show up for myself, to constantly wake up every day with intention, with a goal, no matter how big it is, even if it's just to exercise for that day. And things shifted when I started coaching because if it was to show up for myself, to work, like to train, and to coach others, like to help them in their craft, to help them in their fitness. And I was able to get feedback that it was the fittest that they've ever been in. You weren't doing crash diets, and the thing is, in my coaching, it's a holistic perspective where we do mindful eating, we do the exercises, we do cardio, we do strength. So we do a lot of coaching calls where it's the routine that they're currently trying to like piece together. That's the hardest part, and committing and the accountability. So yeah, that's my journey in this whole why I do what I do. Like just to wrap things up, as crazy as this may sound, but I just wanted to feel better. Like after going through a lot of things coming from my athlete career, athlete life, burnt out, overthinking athlete who had no direction, and I was just copying what other people were doing. And that's okay. Like I guess we all go through that. But also transitioning to just feeling capable after taking that step of doing something hard, which was a marathon, and committing to it. Next is also opening myself up to mentors, to anything, just because I wanted to change and grow. So I guess like those are the things that I learned, like just being, I showed up, just being open to grow, open to learn, and it's not sexy. There's nothing sexy about self development, self improvement. It's just that constant, not grind. I won't use grind. That constant pursuit of just showing up day after day after day for something bigger. I have this vision for myself where there are no there are concrete plans, but I have I wake up each morning with this mindset where I show up for my training, I show up for my clients, and I greet life with this mindset where I'm just open to different possibilities that I will encounter in this lifetime. I am grateful for this channel for actually just launching it because I'm in this constant process of growth, and so far my soul is speaking towards just putting myself out there more, being able to share my story, just I don't know, like there's this calling of just putting myself out there just so that others can learn. It's really to empower, to inspire, and to just figure out whatever this road in creativity will lead me. Road in my career, because I know it's not just coaching. There's this strong calling in me that I just want to keep doing more things. So, thanks for reaching the end of this video if you're still here. But that's me. My name again is Raisa. You can call me Ra, and I just want to thank you for being here, and let's see what's next or what's in store for this channel. But I guess my tip for you is to constantly still show up no matter how hard, and it can just be 1% each day. Like it can just be one step in showing up for your workout and showing up for your work, as long as you are showing up for yourself. It's so cheesy, but it worked for myself, and I may not be the happiest, but I am very content. But like there's so much possibility still out there. I'm content where I'm at right now, and I could say that I got to know myself better by just putting in the work. So, yeah.